there, I'm Sylvia. Welcome to my art channel. I am so excited that you guys are here today, and I hope that you have fun watching and learning maybe something new. So I am going to do a commission piece, so it's not going to be fluid art, but it is going to be acrylic painting with a paintbrush. So I'm going to start by painting the background. I'm going to paint it all the way around the sides of the canvas as well. And I have my colors for the background on my palette. And it is Artist Loft Phthalo blue and Master's Touch acrylic thick body black, Mars black. So I'm going to blend them together and use a little bit of water to water them down, and I'm going to cover the whole canvas. I will be back when all that is done. Okay, so the dark blue is pretty much dry. There's just a little bit of wet spot right there and there, but it doesn't really matter because again, like I said, the background color is going to help make some layers and give some definition and dimension to the lion's fur. So I have this skinny bristle brush right here, and I'm going to use it dry with my titanium white, and all I'm using here is the Liquitex basic acrylic, basic white, titanium white, and I'm dipping my brush into the paint and kind of pulling it out and then turning my brush, because all I want to do now is I want to sketch the outline of the lion's face. Okay, so I have my sample over here to the side that I'm looking at, so that I can follow what I have for the commission piece that my client wants. Okay, so I'm going to start with the brow, or the top of the head, and just kind of sketching it out, going down at an angle like this. Yeah, good, you can see that. And coming around, this is his jaw right here, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side, coming around, building his jaw, getting a little bit more paint, and then here is his muzzle. So go and put that there, come in a little bit over here some more. There, here's his muzzle, come around like this, and then underneath you just have his chin. So basically that is the outline for his face. Can put in his eyes and nose right there. And but what I'm wanting to do here is I just want to lay out his basic face. Clean my brush out, dry it off, lay it down flat. You always want to lay down your brush flat. You don't want water to get into this part of your paintbrush, because that can loosen the glue in there. So once you rinse your brush, I usually dab it on a piece of, on a towel, and then lay it flat on the table. Okay, so for the excuse me, for the fur, I use a stiff bristle brush like this. I don't know what, I've had this brush for so long, I'm not really sure what it is, but it's for acrylics, and it's a number 20, it says. So again, I'm going to do dry brushing, so I just put my paintbrush into my white paint, into my titanium white, and pull it down, and just really load the brush and push back on it, like pull it down and then push back. Okay, and my picture went away. Hold on just a sec. All right, come back. Okay, so so basically I'm just going to start laying in the mane of the lion. And I want it, you know, just the basic flow to see how I want it to flow. And as I'm going to reload my brush. But you can see here how the blue is already showing through and giving some dimension. And over here, it's still a little bit wet, so I'm going to stay away from there for a minute. Come over here. And just go all the way around, just pulling out and pulling down the beginning of the lion's mane, okay? So that is what I'm going to do for a while, and I'm going to probably speed this up, and I don't know how to put music on this yet. I'm still learning how to do this, so if it takes too long, I'm going to cut it and then come back when I have the mane laid out, unless I notice something that I want to say, okay? So let me start on this, and then I'll decide what I'm going to do with the video. Okay, pulling it straight up over here, and it's a matter of layering. It's just a matter of layering, like, because hair or fur is not like hair, I should say. It's really coarse most of the time, sporadic, so I just layer it, not really even either. Like I come in, see, I come in at the bottom and then I go out and I just hit it in random spots like that, just to give it texture. But what I want to do right now is just basically get the mane that is around the face laid out. And then I'm going to build from there. Okay? And it doesn't matter if I go over the line. I'm an artist. I don't color in the lines unless I'm coloring in a coloring book. Then I am very persnickety, and I color in the lines, and I use shading, and I use all the things that I know as an artist to do instead of just having fun. Okay, so see how I'm layering this? I'm just going down, 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 going back up to the front, and just putting layers upon layers, and just keep loading my brush. Sometimes the paint gets too thick, so I twist my brush and twist some of the paint off, and then load my brush with the same paint that I just took off. So, and just work my way out. Work my way out. And so this painting really has very minimal color in it. The most color that you're going to see is in the eyes. But I don't know if you can see how the blue comes through from the background. Actually, let me see. I think you can, especially right in here. But I'll take you over here to the canvas in a minute and I'll show you. Not concerned about the ears yet. I can lay them in, or I will lay them in just a little while. So right now I'm just going to continue doing this until I get the mane that I want. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video here and continue working on the mane, and then probably when I get to the ears I'll come back and show you what I do with that. All right. I worked a lot on the mane, just laying in the white. All the texture that you see here is actually from the background. I didn't do anything else to it except for take my white and go in and make squiggly strokes, straight strokes, and just filled up the mane as thick as I wanted. And I'm probably gonna mess with it a little bit more. But what I want to do now is I want to do like an outline of shadows. So I'm going to take the same dirty brush that I was using to do the mane and dip it into my blue. So I'm going to dip it into my blue right here and pick up just a tiny bit of black and smooth it out like this. You know what? This paint is dry, so it may not work out, but I'll show you how I fix it if it doesn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow the outline really, really light with a very dry brush, and start laying in the shadows with a bluish black kind of, yeah, paint. So just going around and following the outline. I think I'm going to take a little bit more black than blue, maybe dip into my white a little bit just so it doesn't get too dark, and follow the outlines and lay in a shadow effect around the face. Following too, you know, the strokes of the mane right here. You don't want to have it too much different than what you already have. So take up a little bit more paint and really with the lightest touch, just coming in here and blending it out. And if it gets too dark, then you can always go in later and lay in some more white. But right now, I just want to do a shadow just to set the face and the mane apart. Because once we start painting the face, the mane is the separation of the mane and the face are going to kind of get lost. So, I like this side better than the other side. Maybe I need to wisp it out some more over here, make it a little bit longer. And I'm not going to do much up here, just in the very top of the lion's head. And then I'm going to take the same color of the blue and the black, and really dab it into my brush so that it's good and dry. And I'm going to come in here to see, okay, where's my ear, and just brush in a shadow for the ear right here. And my picture just went out. Oh, come on. Sorry, guys. All right. So the reason why I'm doing it like that, because the ear is basically covered with, like, it just peeks through the mane, so you don't see the inside of the ear all the way. So I'm just going to fan it in like this to give the indication of the ear. Okay? All right. That's the first thing that I'm going to do for that. And then I'm going to take a smaller brush and excuse me. I'm going to take a smaller brush, still a dry bristle brush like this, and pull in some of the white over that part of the ear. Just to make it blend in. And then doing the kind of the outline of the ear up here, because that you would be able to see well. The outline of the ear right there. And then wisp hair over it, like over the whole surface right there, like that. And just wisp out the mane over it. Because the mane pretty, like I said, the mane pretty much covers the ear from the front. So I'm gonna leave that for the ear. Now I'm going to pay attention to the eyes. I laid them in like this, but really that's not, a lion's eye is more round. It's not really like a cat eye. There are differences between the lion's face and the cat face. Again, I'm going to use the background as a color for texture, and start laying in for just tiny strokes with a dry brush and the white paint. Like this. Start seeing the face come together. I'm going to do this before the nose because I want a sharp line where the nose is and the mouth is. So I'm laying in these details like this before I do the nose and the mouth. And then, let's see, this goes down, don't go out. Okay, this goes down and around of the face. So they have a really broad nose. The bridge of the nose, like that. And then, excuse me, I'm just going to fan in the rest of the fur on the face with tiny strokes, because the hair on the face is much shorter than the mane. So I'm just going to follow this all the way around, and then for the top of the head, I'm going to brush the mane up, like, I mean the face hair up like this, and so into the center right here, and then up and out like this. Again, way smaller strokes. Okay? All right, when I finish that, I'm going to come back and we'll go to the next step. All right, I did the face and it took quite a lot of layers of white to cover up all that black. If I would have painted it, no, I wouldn't have wanted to paint it on a wet base. But the only thing that I did different between the mane and the face is, for the mane I used this big bristle brush, and for the face I used the small one for more detailed hair strokes. But I used them both dry. All I did was use the paint and the paintbrush, no water, to get that texture of the mane. So now I'm going to the eyes, and I will use a soft bristle brush. So it's kind of, it's a straight brush like that. I may switch to a finer tip brush for the eyes. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna have to see how that goes. I'm going to put my thick body acrylic orange on my palette, and I'm going to lay out the eyeball, and I am wetting my brush for this one and just loading my brush with the orange. And the lion's eye, basically the eyeball, maybe I should have used, well, shoot, maybe I should have just done a dry brush, because that seems to be transparent, that color. But that's something to pay attention to. I might have to put some white in here just to make it opaque. Yeah, that black comes through. So I'm going to put some white with my orange, because the titanium white is opaque, and it'll help the orange color to be opaque, not so transparent. I'm just going to take a little bit, mix it in together, and then go back in here. And you don't see the whole eyeball, mainly just the second half. The first half is covered up by the top eyelid. But I didn't outline the eye in black yet, so just gonna lay a base coat of the eyeball in here and let that dry, and then come back and touch it up so that it's more bright. Okay, so got that done. For the details, I will need another brush, a smaller detail brush. So I have this teeny tiny brush right here. It's a soft bristle, and I'm going to go straight into my black. I'm not gonna use any water unless I need to. Go straight into my black paint, and the way I'm keeping the tip is I am rolling. I don't know if you can see that. I am rolling the tip like this in the paint and pulling down at the same time, and so that keeps the tip pointy and thin, without too much paint on it, okay? So now I'm going to come in here and start laying in the shape of the eye. This may need a little bit of water. Paint is thick. No, it's working. That's working fine. Okay. Just have to keep on loading the brush and rolling it. Okay, so the lion almost has like a hooded eye. See, I got orange in there now because I didn't let the orange dry. I just, yeah. So I think what I'm going to do, instead of going to the next eye, I'm going to go ahead and do the nose and the mouth. And let the orange on the eyes dry so that the black doesn't blend with the orange. Okay. Excuse me. So the nose is almost like in a bow on top, okay? And then it goes down into a triangle like this, but also bowed like that, okay? And I'm gonna use my small brush. I was using this little angle brush that I was showing you earlier, and now I'm using the small brush again, okay? I go in here, loaded with black. We'll make it give it a little bit of water because it's just gunking up now. Okay, loaded with the black, and so there is this part that swoops up on the lion's nose and goes past that top part of his nostril. Need to thin out that paint a little bit more. Okay, so it comes up, swoops, and goes up like that. All right, I'm gonna do that on the other side. Up and past like that. And just gonna come down here and start laying out the mouth. Whoop. And I did make my paint quite a bit thinner for this because it was very dry. And so I'm coming into a tip and then going down a little bit. I'm not sure how well you can see that. And then just come across like that. I don't want to swoop it up too much. It's a smiley lion. I guess I can do that. Let's make him a smiley lion. So this lion is the inspiration. He's the lion of the tribe of Judah. So he's an inspiration from the Bible. They call Jesus, or in Christianity we call Jesus the lion of the tribe of Judah. And in Revelation it talks about what he looks like, and it says that he has eyes that flame like fire and hair that is white as wool. So I combined the two of those together to make this lion. And so it comes, my client is a believer. She's a Christian, and she wants this painting in her son's room. That is where the inspiration of this lion came from, is the lion of the tribe of Judah from the Bible. Okay, I'm going to make his nose bridge a little bit wider and bring it in. All right, so then I'm going to take this brush and just put in some whisker, some dots for whiskers, where the whiskers will go, right here. Okay. All right. And I'm going to come back to the eye up here. Looks pretty good. I just need to get rid of the orange that I got in there, and kind of define the eye a little bit better. And I think the orange actually looks pretty good, but it still has black shining through, and my paintbrush now is wet. So I'm getting another paintbrush to touch up the orange. So I'm going in with a little bit more orange and less white. I should have done that before I did more black, but it's gonna work. All right, so now it's more opaque, so you can't see any more black underneath it, and the eye is nice and fiery. Okay, I'm gonna do that on this side. All right, now I need to let that dry, and I will come back. Actually, you know what? I can do the next step on the nose and the mouth as well. I'm just going to clean out this brush right here and get some crimson. Whew, that was loud. Some crimson paint. Put it down on my palette. It's almost empty. So I'm just going to take my crimson paint, again, dab my paintbrush into it, and come over here, and you don't really want to see it very much, so that almost looks purple, but it'll be okay. And put a highlight on the nose and the mouth. And both of them are just little triangles just in the center, right there. And guess you could put a white highlight in there, but I prefer not to do that. I'm just going to highlight it with the red. And when I take you in close, you'll be able to see that, because I will take you in close. And then just the part of the mouth. Okay, I'm going to finish the eyes. I'm going to take my teeny tiny paintbrush, put it in the black paint, twirl it again, and now I'm going to put the pupil right here. Okay. Wet my paintbrush a little bit. Go over to the other eye, lay it in. Need to make that paint a little bit thinner. Lay it in like that. Okay, and then the pupil. Right there. That doesn't look right. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to fix that. Yeah. So I will be back after I fix that because right now my lion looks like he's half asleep. I've got the eyes fixed, and I did add a little bit of white highlight. Oh shoot, still have white paint on my paintbrush and I went right into the nose. But I did add some white highlights here in the nose. So what I'm doing now to take the paint off is I just wet my paintbrush and removed, basically, while the paint is wet, you can actually remove the paint. So that's what I did. Okay. So we have the eyes finished. I do want to take just a tiny bit of white on this little bitty paintbrush that I have, this one, and I'm taking it and ever so lightly pulling down across the eye like this. Just well, that black paint is still wet. So I just pull it across like that just to create the illusion of eyelashes. And so I'm going to come in here a little bit and put tiny strokes at the end of the muzzle because there's a straight, it's just a straight line, and I don't really want it to be a straight line because the lion has fur by its mouth, and right now it doesn't look like it does, like it has fur by its mouth. So I'm just going to put in a little bit of furry strokes, teeny tiny furry strokes, and also beneath here I'm going to take my brush, and the way I'm brushing the hair underneath the chin is like in a C shape or parentheses shape. It's not straight down, okay? All right, what next? Okay, so we still have some shadowing to do. So I'm going to take my small bristle brush, the hard bristle brush. I dried it really good so that it's dry again. And I'm taking a little bit of my blue and a little bit of my black, mixing it up. And then I'm going to take some of my white and make a light gray color to lay in some shadows. So just to give definition to the lion's face. And I think maybe this brush is a little, excuse me, is too big, so I'm going to take this small bristle brush. And I need more white because that color is way dark. Okay? Just small indications of shadow just to highlight some of the features of the lion. Like that. And I will very possibly go back over this with white just to mute it down a little bit. Lion has quite a wide nose. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to come in here with white because that is too dark. But that's no problem. It's easier really to fix that with the white paint than to try to make the shadow strokes tiny. Let's see, a little bit right here. No, oh, right here. Straight down in the middle and then crescent shape right there. And then also the chin hair. I want to make a separation between this part of the lion's face there. And now I'm just going in different places where I see that I need to do some separation so that he looks dimensional and not just one big white blob, right? Okay. Let me see. Yeah, I thought so. So, I don't know, for some reason, lions have this eyebrow thing or this eye thing where they look troubled to me. They have this, like this frown right here. But it's very distinct. It's very distinct. Come over here. Okay. That actually looks pretty good. Put some more definition over here where the mane comes over the ear. Right there. Over the ear. Blend it in a little bit. Tuft this a little bit. And now I'm going to go back into the white with a dirty brush because I don't want to go in with stark white, I don't think. Let's see. Let's see if I'm right. Just kind of putting that paint on here and coming, yeah, I don't want stark white because I do want to maintain the shadow effect here. And if I go in there with stark white, it's just gonna take away the shadow effect from everything that I just did. All right, come here. And I need to sharpen up my paintbrush a little bit. See, I don't know if you can see it. I made it really, really, like a chisel edge, really, really sharp. And the way I do that is I just drag it flat on my palette until I have that chisel edge, okay? Go in the direction that the hair grows. And dry brush it out. Make it flat again. Load a little bit more paint on there. And just come through here really, really small strokes, really, really fine. Come through here. Let's see where else. A little bit right here, got a little bit dark. Right here, just to define the beard, the majestic beard. Okay, I think just about done. with this one. Oh, you know what? I have to put in a couple of whiskers. So I'm washing out that paintbrush with a chisel edge and make it wet. And take my white paint, make a chisel edge again, and then just come through here and paint some strokes straight across where I made those dots for the whiskers. Can't forget the lion whiskers. Gonna fall all over the place if I do. Make sure to keep the edge, chisel edge on the paintbrush to get a really fine line. Or you can use a liner brush, which probably would work easier. I'm too lazy to get one out and then have to wash it. Trying to make things easy, because sometimes these paintings can be a little hard, especially when you're painting something that actually looks, that's not abstract art, like the pour painting that I do or the abstract art that I do. So, but this works. This works fine. All right, here you go. Lion of the tribe of Judah does not have eyelashes on his right eye. Hopefully the paint is dry enough now. Oh yeah. Just a little bit more over here. Paint over the spot that I accidentally pulled. All right, I will take you in for a close-up and I'll be right back. Here is a close-up of the lion. Show you some of the details of the mane. There's the indication of his ear, and here are his eyes. I actually took some of the eyelashes out. They didn't look good, but you can see the shadowing that I did, and I went in a little bit with the white a little bit more, and I went in and defined the face line a little bit more. Don't think you can see the whiskers. They're there somewhere, but there he is. Beautiful lion of the tribe of Judah. I hope you had fun watching me paint this painting, and maybe you learned something. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and if you learned something, and if you're going to try and do something like this. And until the next video, I hope you get to learn, explore, and create some beautiful art. Bye.